Shakalaka. Good morning, everybody. How is everybody out there on this fantastic Thursday? Yes, it's Thursday. Yes, it's it's almost the end of March. That's pretty awesome. See who we got in here so far today. Thank you for everybody for joining this morning. I'm going to give it just a couple more moments to see if we get a few more people on before I kind of get going on there. But how's everybody's week going so far? I got a fantastic in there. Awesome, Michael. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Andrea, how you doing in there today? Caitlin, Donna, whatever you're how are you doing, Caitlin? What's up? How you doing? Craig? What's up, man? Craig, the man, the myth, the legend. How are you today? As you can see, Mike can't join me today. He's actually spending some time with his kids on spring break today, but I had to throw him up here on my background to make sure that he is actually still here in spirit, to kind of help out with our next level Thursday that we're going to be talking about today. So um, let us just go ahead and get started. So today, what I want to focus on is similar to what the conversation has been this week. Craig talked a lot about things to spruce up your listing, things that you need to be doing. Today's going to be the technical background, a little bit around that. So specifically around two aspects that I want to talk about. One is going to be the new Zillow showcase. Now I get it if you don't have a listing and it's not on the showcase. I understand you may not be able to use these features right now, but there's some crucial steps that you want to be able to set up so you can show up better, not just online, but for data for your listings. So for those of you that have a Zillow showcase already live, I highly recommend to do these steps. I will also show you on the next level U where you can find the PDF that will walk you through all of these steps. The next thing I wanted to kind of talk about is going to be the golden ruler. I've had a lot of people reaching out the last couple weeks on how to get that automated, how to make sure it's set up, how can I integrate that into a weekly seller email if I'm going to be sending that and be good to go. And then finally, I want to actually go in and show you some of the things that Craig talked about on Monday, using some of the tools that we have to allow to kind of get your property out there a little bit differently. Specifically, I want to talk about the video. I know a couple weeks ago I ended up discussing how to link up your YouTube, but I want to show you one more time because we want to use all the tools that we have available. And if listings are kind of sitting a little bit longer, we want to be able to show our sellers all the different things that we're doing to market their property. If it's on social media, if you're running ads, if it's going to be video, if it's on your website, whatever those different things may look like. And then obviously with these recaps and this data that Zillow and Golden Ruler are going to be able to give you, you're able to kind of have that conversation with your seller on what's happening with the property. And honestly, if you're using these tools weekly, not just once a month, but weekly, so they can see what's happening in the market and what's going on, it makes those conversations a little bit easier going into the heat of our selling season. And instead of chasing buyers to where they want to be, maybe we can actually get there a little bit quicker with some of these reports to have some of these conversations to possibly, if it's bringing down that price and some things that you may need to do. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I know Clara, I know you're on, right? Yes, no, yeah, Claire, I don't, there you are. So I am going to be actually using Clara Messina. She's actually a new BE3 agent that just came on board with her first listing, I believe, with us that she's putting through Showcase. So I'm going to use her account to actually set up a couple of these features. And then I want to go back in and just show you a couple things that you can look at because it's not, it's still syncing up right now with her listing. And then when it goes live, she'll be able to have all of these reports. Now, I'm going to go ahead real quick and throw the website that you're going to need to go to for Zillow Showcase. That's where we're going to start. And actually what I will do, let's see, let me do this real quick. I want to pull up my email very quickly and show you this. So if you have not seen this, it's the first time you've actually heard about the new update to Zillow Showcase, I'm going to go ahead and pull this email up first. Can I get a thumbs up to let me know that you can see my email right now, please? Sweet. Lauren. Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Keep chatting in. Yeah. Just tell me how good my shirt looks. I don't even care, or, whatever that looks like. Anyways, so if you go back, and this was actually sent on March 13th. So last Thursday, I sent this email. All you have to do is search in your Began's email account, okay, and search for either my name or Zillow Showcase, and this will most likely pop up. But this is going to walk you through all the specifics around the Zillow Showcase and the changes that have been coming, even with the link down here at the bottom to go log in so you can get into the account. Now, one thing I will tell you that has changed. How many people on the call right now, first of all, have a Zillow Showcase? Raise your hand if you have used Zillow Showcase at all. 33% of our listings are actually on Zillow Showcase, which is fantastic. And Craig loves that number too. So I have a handful of you that are using it. Now, how many people are going to want to use this, right? How many people, like when you get a listing, how many of you want to throw this onto a Zillow Showcase so you can show up a little bit better, a little differently? Okay, cool. That's even better. That's everybody's hands going up. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, so one of the changes for Zillow Showcase is how your photographer, okay, how your photographer, if you have a personal photographer that is Zillow Showcase certified, how they upload the photos is going to be a little bit different. Prior, I'm going to use Shannon Core as an example, one of the photographers that we use in the Tampa market. We would actually put in his email and he would get a link that will take him where he needed to go to upload those photos. Now, if you take a look at this email, this actually will walk through what your photographer will need to do if they are a Zillow certified showcase photographer. They actually have to get an account, a free account. It's called Aereo Lite. It's a free account that they are going to have to use, okay, that they're going to have to use to upload the photos. So it's an app, not a link, okay? And if you do have a photographer, and this is the first thing that you've known that's been doing this, if you go to this email, you can click where it says click here, and it will take you to a website, and that's what you need to send to your photographer so they can get it loaded up. The reason I say it's important to do that now, if you have a listing that's coming and they have not signed up for this, there will be a little break in when it goes live on MLS and what happens in Zillow Showcase. Because if they don't have access to this account, they won't be able to upload it. Okay, so if you have one, make sure they are set up with this account. You don't set them up, you just ask them, because we don't want to have that little hiccup, and we definitely don't want our sellers to be frustrated if we're going to add a showcase and we can't because we didn't talk to our photographer. Okay. Now, yeah, so Shannon Core is already set up if you're using them. There are a lot that have already done it, but I would just, again, just make sure whoever your photographer is, shoot them a text, say, hey, do you have the new account? Do you have the new app that you're using to be able to upload your photos for the Zillow Showcase? That's it. Now, if you don't have a photographer and you're going to use LMS, which is Listing Media Services with Zillow, basically their photographers that they have, there's nothing that you're going to need to do. You're just going to go through and get it set up. Okay. So I wanted to make sure I threw that out there so everybody understands that your photographer needs to be set up with this. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's get into the showcase. Okay. So when you go to app.showingtimeplus.com, the first time you log in, it will ask for a code. And I'm going to go ahead and use Clara now. So Clara, I will need you to be on call for an email that's going to come through here in just a moment. Okay. When you get, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So when you actually log in, you're going to come to your dashboard here that will have any of your listings that are set up in here. Now, we are not touching this. We are not going to click on any listings. We are going to set up and link up your MLS with your Zillow Showcase. And it's important to do this if you want to get data. If you want to see how many people are looking at it, I'll show you an example of a report with a couple agents that have actually already set it up and have had it live, okay? So what you want to do is when you log in, I want you to come up to the top right up here where it has your name, and I just want you to click on the arrow and go to My Account. Okay, now for some reason, your photo's not here, so I'm going to go ahead and add this real quick because I already had it. Okay. And then once you are good with how your name shows up and your image, we're going to come over here to where it says MLS on the left-hand side. And it's okay to go in and set this up now so it is done. Okay. And then what you're going to want to do is you will actually click link. I'm sorry about this, Clara. I did not realize that we already sunk up on this, but you want to actually click link MLS. Okay. And actually, if I go back to this email where I have an attachment down here, this will actually show you where you need to click add MLS profile, and it'll walk through these pieces for you to actually get set up. And once you select, zoom in a little more. Once you select your MLS, you are going to get an email code. Now, Clara, I apologize. I do not need you to check your email because you've already kind of linked this up, so we're good to go. You're gonna have to check your email, which is almost instantaneously, to give you a code to link everything up, and then you are good to go. Now, so that is the first step. Let's go to Showcase, link your MLS here, and then once it is linked, you can see here in Clara's account that it has your MLS ID and that we are set up and ready to go. Okay, so that's step one. And and then we come over here and we go to click on the property, click on Showcase in Media, and we are going to click that link. And is this live, Claire? Is this live yet or not yet? All right, I'm going to switch out of this account real quick. Give me one moment. Okay, so that's why we can't link her property yet, because it is not live. So as I come through here, let's just use, how about this? Jessica Beggins, have you synced all of your properties yet with your MLS yet? Probably not yet, but you need to. Did you sync your MLS at least? Is your MLS attached to it? Okay, so let's see. Wish there was an easier way to do this. Do you have one? Give me one of your, okay, cool stats. What, so you have that listing? Is that the only listing that you have? Or do you have multiples? Let's see, 1407. All right, you already sunk yours up too. I don't know, but that's going live today. It's not live yet, right? Yes, Lauren. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to need to actually go into each one of your listings and link it with that specific one. That's kind of why I wanted to try and show that. And since I don't have anything that's necessarily live, let's see. I'll use this one. So you're going to always want to go to Showcase Media here, and you're going to see this option up here on the top left that says link to MLS. Now, if you have not gone through and connected your MLS like I just showed you, that's why we have this error. But what will happen is as you're linking your MLS to it, it will actually pop up with that MLS, and you're going to hit sync. All right, Lauren, give me one of your properties real quick. I wish there was an easier way for me to search through this. It's really not. I can only do client or address. So let's go active listing. Let's try that. All right, let's try this one. All right, cool. So Lauren has linked up her MLS on her account, like I just showed you. And now what she's going to want to do with each one of her listings after it goes live is she's going to want to click on Showcase Media. Lauren, thank you so much for that. And then you're going to see that you have an option that says link Olive Avenue to MLS. So you click on this. Oops. And you will notice that the property is going to pull up here. All I'm going to do is click link in just a second, because look at this. If I go to performance, there is nothing in here to show me what's going on with this property. But if I click link MLS and I link this property, it will actually pull up this fantastic looking report. And I kind of went over this a little bit on Tuesday. You can scroll down and you can see page views. You can see kind of what's going, similar to what the golden ruler, if you've used that or if you haven't. It shows you how your engagement versus similar listings are averaging. So you can see up, you can see shares. I think this is very important to discuss. So look at this one, Lauren, and this is this is amazing. Okay, so when I look at this, did you know, and I know I asked this on Tuesday, but did you know that Zillow, when you do a showcase, will actually send out an e-blast to their database? Okay. Jennifer, I do not know that question. I don't know that answer. We can reach out and ask. Okay, so this actually shows one of the benefits of using the showcase is that they're going to send your property to their database based on their algorithms and everything there. So with this property, Lauren has had over 6,000, almost 7,000 emails have been delivered. And 4,500 have been opened of their database, not yours. Their database that has millions of people looking on their website. And then they also do follow-up marketing emails too. So for instance, when I go and check everybody, I do a lot of checking to see how these set up. And when I go on to, if I'm logged into my Zillow account while I'm doing this, I start to get emails about your properties, even saying, hey, did you want to reach out to the listing agent? Would you like to set up a showing? Hey, take a look at this price decrease that just happened. Okay. So to me, this is fantastic. This is 4,500 people that opened an email that Lauren does not have the capability of being able to reach out to because they're in Zillow's database. So talk about a pretty fantastic feature to be able to have in there. And then as you go a little bit further down, you can see where people are actually looking at the property. So here by state, we're looking at Florida's the number one, 53% of them, but you see New York, Illinois, Georgia, California. You can see even by city where everybody is kind of looking at it. So anybody want to tell me why having this data can be important to a seller? Tell me some of the conversation points you would have with a seller when looking at something like this. Because you don't get to see this in Zillow unless you do a Zillow showcase. Anybody, why would stats like this be important when you're sending recaps to a seller? So they don't ask, what are you doing to market my property? I like that, Lauren. To show them that we are reaching way more people on the outside of local market. Justify my 3%. I love that, Harlan. Stats don't lie. Demonstrate our marketing rate. Good data for listing agent on where to market besides local market. Joe, I love that. I think that's a good point because when I have listings, I like to run ads on my listings, and having something like this in the golden ruler to see where exactly are these people looking at the property. Maybe I can push an ad towards there, like if I wanted to, you know. Can't we see that in the golden ruler report? You can see that, and this is just Zillow. The golden ruler report does more than just Zillow. Okay. The golden ruler report will see something a little bit similar to this, but this is just Zillow. Just Zillow. All you're going to be able to see in Zillow is that, hey, here you go. This is where people are looking. You're not going to have an opportunity to talk about the email engagement and marketing that has happened with the property. So you won't be able to speak to that and be like, hey, so this is just the people that viewed it, and then you still got in front of 4,000 people that opened it. And then you also have conversations about how yours is performing based on everything else. This is also where that conversation can help when you have something like this in the golden rule report, where you can go in and, again, if this property is overpriced, you know, you can have some of those conversations like Jessica talked about yesterday when you're looking, you know, at pricing and stuff like that. If you're getting a ton of views, in this case, 2,700 views of this property, 82 people are saving it, but you're not getting any Showings? What was that percentage, Jessica, you said yesterday? So if you're getting views, you're not getting any showings. That means we know that the realtor market is kind of rejecting the price. Now, if you're getting showings but no offers and you're having all these views, again, it just kind of helps tell the story. Is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know. I don't have that answer. Now, the other cool thing with this is you're able to actually add your seller if you would like. So I'm going to go back to overview here, and you can actually come in here and you can actually add a seller if you wanted to. And then what you could do is if I add a seller, I can go to the showcase, I can go to performance, and then I can actually share the report. And it actually downloads this into a PDF, and then this is something you can send over to your seller. So just another great piece. And look, this is the deal. I love the golden ruler is awesome also. I love the golden ruler because it does show everything. It shows multiple websites. But we know that Zillow is the #1 website that everybody goes to search for properties. And that's where your seller is going when they're looking at how many people are viewing it, how many of these things are happening. And you're just kind of providing that feedback and that information to them. Okay. So that is that on actually setting up your MLS and tying it together. Now, the other thing I would like to show real quick is just, we're going to go to pre-listing, and I'm going to pull up a property, and I just want to walk you through how to order your photography because it's a tiny bit different, and also getting into the showcase and changing your carousel and stuff like that's a tiny bit different. So I'm just going to grab this one here on the top real quick. All right, so when you actually go in and you order the steps are still the same to order everything, but now once your showcase token is in here and you're able to schedule your media, what you're gonna wanna do is you wanna click on the property and you're gonna see here up next, you can stand out on Zillow. So this is where you're gonna get your media. So I'm gonna click on this. And so if you have your Zillow certified photographer, when you click this, you're just going to go directly to where it says invite photographer and then put the company name, company email, and feel free to put their name and submit. That's it. So if you have a photographer that's Zillow Showcase certified, this is how you're going to order your photography. If, let's say, you're down in Miami and you do not have a Zillow certified photographer, you're going to click Get Media, and then you're able in here to either search for photographers, and it's based on the area that the property is in. And you can actually come down here and choose all of these different options to get photography done. Now, there's a fantastic code if you put C21 Beggins. If you use LMS services, you can save 20% off of your photography, I believe through the end of this month, and I will be finding out later today if it's going to be a little bit more. So what you're going to do here is, let's say I want to book with the Zillow media experts here. It's going to walk you step by step of when to, like, you're going to schedule your photos in here. Right, you're going to go through, pick this person, pick your package, and then you can pick other things too. Maybe you decide you want to add some, virtual staging that we talked about. You can see if it's available from this photographer, what it would cost. You book it, follow the steps, and then boom, you're good to go. All right, so there's that. And then last thing I'm going to do, let's go back active. Let's see, would you like to link? I really don't want to link it, but I will for you. All right, so I'm going to link this one for Lauren. You're welcome. All right, that one's linked up. Okay, cool. So now when you actually, to update your photos, we always talk about going into the carousel and making sure those are set up the way that you want, and also adding all the featured rooms that do not show up on the initial showcase. What you want to do is just click on your showcase media. So once you know the photos are in, everything's gone live, and it's done a tiny bit differently than it was before. All you're going to do is come here. You can see where it says live on Zillow. You're going to edit your carousel photos. And you can see that we already have the 5 chosen that she wants, but you can go down and you can adjust whatever you want and choose what you want. Now, this is the cool thing. When we talk about price decreases and kind of revamping for the spring and it's going to be selling season, if you have a showcase, and honestly, even on MLS, some of the things I tell you when you do some of those like price decreases, there's 2 things I would also adjust when doing that. One is kind of maybe that first photo that pops up. Maybe you want to adjust what that looks like, maybe even change the public remarks a little bit in MLS. So that way, when it goes back out with a lower price, maybe the public thinks it could be a different listing because it says something different. It looks a little bit different. You can come in here at any point and change it. So if Lauren decides, you know what, I just don't want the interior of the house here and this one exterior, I think I want to come in here and I want to show kind of an aerial view. You can come in and change this whenever you want. And all you have to do is select it and hit save. That's it. And then you're going to scroll down a little bit more where it says featured rooms. You're going to click edit rooms here. And this is where you can add all the extra rooms if there are any available. Typically your kitchen, your living room, and your primary bedroom. Those are the 3 rooms that automatically get kind of added to the showcase. You're going to have to come and add the other rooms, and then you can maneuver them around wherever you want if you want it a little bit different. Okay? Training on that already. You guys are good to go on that standpoint. So that's going to be Zillow Showcase. And I think the last piece, this is kind of cool too. Okay? So this is just another kind of added feature all in one place for you. Zillow owns .loop. Zillow owns, obviously, the showcase, and Zillow owns Showing Time. They've put all of these together. I cannot tell you why I want to link .loop to this right now. I don't have the answer because I'm already going to have all of that done, but I can link that loop to it if I want. But you can also see all of the showings that have gone through. If you don't have any photographers down there, there is a request form that you can send out on our Next Level U in the showcase page. So you can still do that. There's ways to get them. All right, so that is going to be that. Let me show you real quick where to find this information. So if you go to Next Level U, and we're going to scroll down to Zillow Showcase. And then as you go down, this is going to give you a step by. This is what you need to do. When you want to do a Zillow Showcase, do this. These are the steps that are going to need to happen. If you're ready to order, click on it. You have 2 options, pay now or pay at closing. If you pay at closing, you're going to typically pay a higher price because the price is going to be based on Zillow pricing if you're doing paid at closing. This walks you through how to order it, how to pitch it, and next steps once you're actually done. Here's a list of some of the resources that you have available. Here's that PDF that I have available. You can download the guide here, so it can walk you through the setup that we just went through there. And then you also have this link here to visit Zillow resources. And you're able to come in here, and this is if you have questions on photography. Tracy, you want to find a photographer, you want to add somebody to it, you can go through here, get that information. You have some testimonials that are in here, some pretty great information that's available here for you, which is fantastic. All right, so that is going to be Zillow Showcase. And my time is almost up. Are you cool if we go into the Golden Ruler report real quick? You still want to spend a little bit more time on that? Is that okay? Or do you want me to finish up and just answer questions? I got a yes. I need at least 8 yeses before I continue to move. So I got 2. I got 3. I got 4. I got 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Hey, Pam, just because you sit there and do like 6 yeses yourself, that doesn't count. Okay. That does not count. That does not count. I'm just kidding. It does. All right, cool. Let's go into the Zillow. Let's go into Golden Ruler. Who can tell me where do I find the Golden Ruler? Moxie. Wrong. Sorry. That was really sarcastic. That was my sarcasticness. Okay, Lauren, I promise. Sorry. Productivity of C21 Online. Yes. So we are going to go to 21online.com and you're going to log in. Okay. There's a couple ways you could do this. I can come up here and type in the Golden Ruler, or I can go to menu, Productivity Hub, scroll down to the Golden Ruler, and you're going to want the Golden Ruler app, by the way. Productivity Hub, people think I can't find it. Well, it's in alphabetical order, and the first word of this is actually called the. So you look for T. Okay. I didn't mean to buzz you, Lauren. Come on, it was nothing but love. It was nothing but love. So once this decides it wants to load up, let me close out on some of these other things real quick. Side note, don't try to do a Zoom if you're in Canva downloading stuff. That's just, I'm just giving you the heads up on that. Not the best thing to do. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to find T, the Golden Ruler. So I'm going to go to this. When you go to this page, what you're going to want to do is click on listings on the left-hand side. And it does not like me whatsoever right now. Let's try something real quick. I'm supposed to have access to everything, and right now it looks like I am not having access to everything, which is not going to help on this situation. So let's see if I do. All right, this is having an issue. Shoot. Okay, Lauren, I'm going to ask a favor. Lauren, can you text me, please? Please text me if you're okay with it. Will you text me your password for Century 21 Online? Please. I will love you long time. And I'm probably going to spell your name completely wrong. So we are going to make sure this is correct. Get me thinking on my toes trying to make all this stuff work. Do you want to jump in and show it and I walk you through what I want to show them real quick? Is that cool, Sam? All right, cool. So I'm going to let Sam jump in here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hopefully yours is going to work. Sam, where are you? I'll promote you to panelist and then I'll make you a co-host. Thank you. See, this is teamwork makes the dream work. You know what I mean?
My mom just called me and she's like, "Get on the meeting and share your screen for Jimmy." And I was like, "What are you
Oh,
talking
your mom's
about?"
yelling at you? Come on,
Yeah.
mom. Nobody's yelling. Come on.
She's driving and she was frantic. She's like, "You need to help Jimmy."
All right, well, let's see if yours works. Go ahead and share your screen and get into Golden Ruler for me.
One of these buttons will work. Here we go.
Let's see if yours is going to load up for me. And you just go to listings on the left-hand side there.
Oh, it might be giving me a glitch. I'm getting a pop-up error. It says it's giving me an invalid warning response, but we'll see if it loads. Oh, okay, yeah, perfect.
We like it. Okay, so let's go to go ahead and jump over. Let's do 7411.
Import.
And then just go ahead and click on view analytics for me first. So when you get to your property, you can come to your analytics. This is just going to show the last 30 days, kind of what's been going on. Similar to what Zillow had, right? But this is going to be a little bit more. And as you scroll down and you take a look, you'll see obviously everything from graphs to, I like this because it shows a heat map of where people are actually looking at it. And then shows views of similar properties that are in there. Any inquiries that have been there, you can adjust the timing, the dates, and all that kind of stuff if you would like. Now, there's a couple ways that you can do this. Okay, how many people on the call here? How many people on the call do a weekly seller email? Or when you get your listing, you get that first one, whatever it is, you're going to do a weekly seller email. Okay. So there's a couple things you can do. You can set this up. Go ahead and click preview for me real quick first. This is what they're going to see when if you send this out directly to them. What I like to do is download this and send this and add it to my weekly seller report. But here you can actually see, you can go in, you can see who's actually looking at it. You can see some of the other websites that have it available. And again, it's past 30 days. So that's what they're going to see there, but you can see total views and things like that you have kind of set up for there. Go ahead and close out of that if you don't mind. So I like showing both of those. So like for me, I would use the Zillow Showcase and this one. But if you want a little automation, you're still going to send a weekly seller report, but you want to go ahead and at least get this automatically to go out. All you're going to have to do is either on this page, you're going to click the schedule report button. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come through and make sure you have the correct information. You can actually add multiple emails to this. So if you want to CC someone or CC a couple other people, you could do like a husband and wife, or maybe their entire family wants, this report. You can scroll down. I always recommend to CC agent so you know when it goes out. Okay. And then a little bit further, you can see, hey, what am I going to do on the period? Am I going to do life of listing? You get to choose. It's the last 30 days, last 7 days, life of listing. I don't like to necessarily include the lead metrics if you're not getting anything. So, because if there's no leads coming, but it helps tell the story. So if there's no leads that have come through from online, again, it kind of helps tell the story of what's happening with that property. And then delivery options, you have the option of doing basically 4 different things. You can send it weekly, you can send it bi-weekly, or you can send it monthly automatically. If you just want to send it one time, you just click the bottom one that says and or send on report day. So if I wanted to send this today, I just click off and then click that box and tell it the time I want to actually send it out. The other place you can do it, if you don't mind closing out of that and going back to the listing, go back 1 page. You can also do it here where the seller options, you can see that she already has this set up. So Lauren already has this set up. Now, is this something, Sam, that we set up for them if they check a box on the okay?
It is. So there is, like Lauren mentioned, there's a note or there's a checkbox on the deal sheet. I will say it's hard sometimes for the back office to do this because we have to make note of the listing. It doesn't enter the system until like 24 hours after it goes live. So it's not always immediately set up. So it doesn't hurt to have this knowledge to go in here and check it yourself. Because the back office, it's a weird
Let
delay.
me ask you this, Sam. Like
Mhm.
when I, as a listing agent, if I get a new listing that comes on the board, comes on, am I going to MLS to ensure that everything looks right?
You should.
Am I going to Zillow to make sure that it looks right? Am I going
You
to
should.
my website to make sure it's populating and doing some of those things? So this is just one of those things I put on like a checkbox to say, hey, once my listing goes live, go and get this thing set up. Or if you're using Moxie Engage and you have your task list and you have a listing that goes live on day 7, which is a week from when you move them into active, put that as a follow-up task to turn it on or validate that it's turned on. That's it. Now I'm going to share my screen real quick because I'm going to show the contract deal sheet real quick.
We do CC the agent, yes.
Yes. So you can see right here on the left is turn on golden rule report. So when you fill this out, this is one of the reasons, there's so many reasons why this is so important to fill out anyways, but it's one of the reasons why when you fill this out, just take your time to come in here. This is also for the Zillow Showcase on the right-hand side. Hey, are you doing a Zillow? This tells the back office that, hey, I'm doing a Zillow Showcase. I've already paid. My receipt's in here. They look at it and they set up your token for you. And then they let you know, hey, it's ready to go. Go get your photographer. Go do all those things. So by checking some of these things, that's why they're there. That's exactly why they're there. So questions on the Golden Ruler or Zillow Showcase? Because I think that is going to be it because I'm about 10 minutes over right now. Thank you so much, Sam, for jumping in. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, my
Right?
mom, she was like, get on the morning meeting. I was like, okay, okay. So thanks, Sam.
Like, I got to do my hair real quick. I got to, come on, let's go. Like, yeah, I know. I understand. All right, cool. So thank you, everybody. Wait, so who is our new Zillow contact? Okay, let's go ahead and pull that up for you. So again, if you go to if you go to the next level U and you go down all the way to the bottom to the resources and everything, you'll have her information there. But I'm going to pull up this email one more time for you. And if you search, I'd probably save this email personally. Just say save it so you don't get rid of it. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, oh, not that far, you will see here that our new customer service rep, concierge, whatever you'd like to call her, Vanessa, this is her information. Now, I will also tell you though, if you're having an issue with the showcase, Last week we had a couple hiccups when they changed the system over, and everything got taken care of so quickly. If you come down here and you go to support@showingtimeplus.com, that's where I would start. I'd shoot them an email and say, hey, this is not allowing me to change my carousel. Literally, it was about an hour was max. I had access to be able to change it and get it taken care of. You can also reach out to Vanessa and say, hey, I'm having a hiccup. So I will tell you what I like to do is if I'm sending something to support here, I add Vanessa also to it, like CC her so she knows what's going on. And she is on it. Like she is on it. She's here to help. She is here to make sure that we are getting taken care of. Lauren, thank you so much for putting that information in there. She is amazing. Okay. All right. So that's all I have today. Happy Thursday. Enjoy if everyone's on spring break. Enjoy the rest of your spring break. Yeah. And for those of you going to Top Agent next week, I'm excited to see everybody. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I get to do a whole bunch of stuff. Like Sam, they're actually doing an interview like they did with Jessica. Like I'm getting to do an interview similar to what she did, that they're recording and doing all that stuff. It's gonna be so cool.
Dang, okay.
So cool. I gotta go get like dressed up or something. I don't even know how that works. Can we reactivate a former Zillow showcase? Is it
Was
coming
the
back on the market?
listing, yeah, like was the listing withdrawn? Because if it was withdrawn, we found when the listing goes back active, the showcase does reactivate.
Mm-hmm. We've even seen Herlan.
Mhm.
We've even seen when somebody else has listed a property and it still pops up with Zillow Showcase with our information on it, which we got taken care of really quick. So yeah, it's good to go. All right. Well, thank you again. Everybody have fun. Oh, hold on. These arms.
The TC will fill out your deal sheet, but again, it doesn't hurt to have a second eye on it, Clara.
Yeah, I would always or get in the habit of what you're looking for every time that you do it, and just make sure when you're communicating with the TC, hey, can you make sure that this is checked, this is checked, this is checked, and then once you learn the TC and they learn you and how you like to do business, you're probably not gonna have to follow up, honestly. But until you start getting more acquainted and doing more deals and stuff like that, see how they work, how you work, and kind of mesh together to get, the answers that you need. But our TC team is amazing, so they're willing to do anything that you need within the realm of what they're within the realm of what they're supposed to do. If that makes sense. They're not going to set up an
Good
inspection
caveat.
where you can go there for an appraisal. That's not going to happen. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you pay them differently. They will. I don't know how that works. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys. Happy Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you next week. Have fun.